Well, some of you have taken a prior math class, either at SLCC or another institution. Math 1035 doesn't have any prerequisite math courses. So every one of you guys will come into this class with varying amounts of different math experience. So the Prepare For module is where the class tries to level the playing field and ensure that everyone has the mathematical knowledge and understanding to succeed in the module in which you are about to start. The course is set up to require you to get either 70% on the readiness check or 70% on the post check. Here's how I suggest that you go through the Prepare For module. Unfortunately, Canvas doesn't let me code the assignments so that you have green check marks as you go through each one of the individual assignments. So you'll need to keep track of what you've done and where you're at. You will only get a green check mark on the readiness check or the post check. The first thing I suggest that you do is, again, just go in order. So open up the Prepare For readings and the objectives. So you'll see a list of objectives as well as a PDF with some reading to do. This first one is a little bit long. I would start by going through the objective list and looking at what things you think you already know and what things you think you might need to restudy, and then review the content in the reading. Once you have done this, I would go to the actual readiness check and start the assignment. As you can see, I didn't do so well on this. I suggest when you take the readiness check that you actually have a notebook that you write the question and your work and answers in that you can refer to later. Don't stress if you don't do well. This is just where you are, and it will help you understand the problems that you might need to spend some time reviewing. When you're done, you can review the problems that you missed, and I would write that down again in your notebook. Once you've reread over the topics that you missed and added any comments for topics that you may need clarification on, you're going to open up the Readiness Practice. It will have optional written in parentheses. This is where you can practice problems over and over until you have them down. Many of the problems have video helps or written helps at the bottom of the questions. So a lot of students find that extremely helpful. The nice thing about this section is you can skip around. You don't have to do all of the problems. You don't have to do them in order. You just need to do what you need to do in order to pass the post check. So I can try any questions I want over and over until I get or understand the question. Last, after you reviewed the problems in the optional section and you're feeling more confident, then you will want to try the post check. This all needs to be done generally in one sitting, although you can pause it for later. You can only submit all of the questions all at once. Again, you need 70% or better for the module to open. But honestly, I would aim higher for 70%. 70% is really a C- in most classes. And I personally think you should aim for something closer to 85% in order to really do well in the module ahead. Remember, if there are any questions that you still are struggling with, you can go back into the reading assignment, the interactive document, and add your questions there. Adding it there will help you, one, get the answers to your questions, two, help your fellow students, and three, it'll actually help me create a more robust reading and better examples for future semesters. Math 1035 is actually a pretty new course to SLCC, and I'm one of the new 1035 lead instructors. So I'll be actually working really hard on improving the content where you and your fellow classmates struggle. Once that you get the 70% and the module opens, you're set. However, if more questions pop up, be sure to ask them on the discussion boards.